Hello everyone. This video is made for several different reasons. One is for me. Two, it's for you to get to know me, and for three, to reach out to people in a similar situation that I went through when I was a kid. Um, First of all, I was born to my parents, Joanne and J.C. Shepard. Um, my birth name was Stephen Wayne Shepard. After I was adopted, my name changed to Stephen Garrett. Um, my birth father, he was an alcoholic, a wife beater. Um, he killed my oldest brother before he was born. He beat up my mother and knocked her over a couch, and she landed on her stomach and killed the baby. Then they had another brother, or I have another brother that he just died a few years ago, and me and him, we was taken away as real small children. I was 16 months old, and he was a year and a half. And I don't remember my father. The last time I seen my father was when I was 6 months old. My father, he tried to kill us. He set our house on fire thinking that we was inside. He set his mother's house on fire that was next door, tried to kill them. When he was picked up, all he could say was, "I killed him, didn't I? I killed him." So he went up for prison in 1956 to 1960. And he was charged with 2 counts of arson and 3 counts of attempted murder. My birth mother, she was an alcoholic at the time. She tried to be a good mother. She did the best that she could. And after my father was taken away, she was going to get a divorce from my father, and my father's mother, she found out about it, and she set us up, and she put rotten food in the refrigerator and called Children's Services, and she had us taken away, me and my brother Jay, and we was placed in foster homes, and my foster parents adopted me. His foster parents, he had 2 sets of foster parents, and the second foster parents was the ones that adopted him. And so we was both adopted in 1960. My adopted parents, my father, he was very easygoing. He was a good provider, but he did not show much emotion. It was almost like disconnected. He loved sports. I didn't like sports, but I went with him to Reds baseball games or Cincinnati University Bearcats basketball, and my adopted mother, she was very overprotective of me. She wasn't able to have kids. She idolized me, and she was the Punisher. And whenever I did something wrong, I had to go out and pick a switch off the bushes, bring it in, and I got my legs and my butt and my back switched with a switch. And that was no fun. I hated that. So when I was, I think, about 7 years old, my cousin told me that I was adopted, and I said no, and they said yes you are, your parents didn't want you. So I went home and I asked my parents if I was adopted, and they said yes. So I had a disconnect with reality because I was adopted. I didn't know where my parents were. I didn't know if I had a brother or anything. So then moving on to my teens, I knew that I was gay at an early age. I told a friend, I was gay. I was 12 at the time, I think. He told all the neighbor kids, and they started beating up on me and raping me, and this went on for years. There was 13 kids that did this to me. They'd gang up on me 4 or 5 at a time and rape me and beat me and everything, and I was terrified to say anything. And this went on from the age 13 to 19. I was a very small child. I didn't grow much. I was 5'2" in high school. I was real short and real skinny, and I really couldn't protect myself. I started running home from school because they would run after me, and before I could get home, catch up with me, and they'd take me down in the woods and beat me and rape me, tie me to trees naked, and all kinds of stuff. And so at the age of 13, I started using drugs. When I started out with uppers and downers, and then went to acid, and then went to heroin, and I had to pay for the drug somehow, and I wouldn't steal from my parents. I sold my body for money so I could get drugs. All the kids in the neighborhood, they was older than I, 2 to 3 years, maybe 4. And so I'm trying to reach out to victims that have been raped. I'd like them to know that they're not the only ones, plus they can get help. It's hard for a male to find any help at all for being raped, but it's out there. Right now I'm still going through therapy. I've been through therapy off and on for the last 40 years, but now this time it's really helping me. It's still hard to talk about, but if somebody's out there and they need help, I'd be happy to try to guide them on where to go and where to get help. And so that's the first 20 years of my life, or 19 years of my life. I will probably do a part 2 of my married life, and that's also very, very bad. So, well, thank you for listening. I'm just wanting you to get to know me and reaching out to see if there's anyone out there that needs help, and maybe I can help them get to a place in life where they don't have to dwell on what happened in the past. So thank you all for listening. Bye.